Could you share maybe a little bit about your background with tech and now how that relates to blockchain and crypto?
So I started off in marketing doing paid ads. So I got a lot of that data analytics skills, organizing campaigns and running them, and ended up being more of like a project manager, and then some experience in operations in tech. So I think all of that helped build these skills for me to kind of learn in the space, put things together, and understand how products work. But yeah, I think one thing that was also really interesting that helps me is that I had a brief job working with antique carpets in New York.
What?
Well, yeah, a lot of different like projects and things that I think have come together to like make me really, really enjoy and love the NFT space. You know, a mixture of like art and tech and research, data, all of the above.
Wow, so cool. Yeah, and here you are now in Taiwan for a few years working in blockchain and crypto.
Yeah.
Specifically though, focusing on NFTs.
I think, yeah, personal passion, specifically focusing on NFTs.
Dope. So cool. Hello everyone, welcome to our show today. My name is John Drummond or Yang Haoen.
Hello, 大家好，欢迎各位再度来到 NG 英文，我是 Angela。We
have a great episode for you today with my good friend Cindy, who's known around the Taiwanese and crypto community as Average Contract.
没错，今天 NG 英文再度邀请到了一位 NFT 和虚拟货币达人 Cindy 到节目上来跟大家做分享。
My guest today is Taiwanese. However, she has lived all throughout the world. She is back in Taiwan right now working in the Web3 and crypto space. She is an NFT creator, a community builder, a lover of inclusivity, and so much more. So everyone, please welcome my good friend, Cindy.
Hi.
What's up, Cindy? Welcome to NG 英文.
Nice. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, it's so great to have you in. You are such an ambassador right now for kind of the world of NFTs. You're creating events online and in person. You're doing workshops to help onboard new users and help them stay safe and learn in the space. And you work for a hedge fund. You're doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah. I think that's true for most people in the crypto space where you're wearing multiple hats. But a quick introduction about myself. I've been in this space for maybe a few years now. I host events and kind of develop and plan workshops to onboard developers, creators, artists, anyone that just wants to learn about crypto. We kind of provide like a safe space for people to learn about that, ask questions if they need to, make sure they're kind of being onboarded correctly, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and that's huge. I think people don't understand how important it is to cultivate those safe spaces because, you know, when you're learning a new thing as an adult, mostly right now, with money involved, it can be very intimidating.
Yeah, for sure. I know when I first started, I had so many questions and I didn't know where to go. Right now, like Twitter is a pretty good source, but if you have a friend that's in the space, just ask them like what to do, just all the basic questions. I don't think there's any dumb questions.
Yeah, well said. So I was hoping we could kind of start today with the event side of things because we've gotten to kind of run into each other recently at these NFT events. And so what are you kind of aiming to do with these in-person NFT events?
Yeah, so the event that we ran into was it's pretty funny. I met Harrison, who is also at Taiwan Code Camp. And
yeah, he's been on the show. Shout out to our boy Harrison.
Yeah, and pretty much in just a week, we threw this event together and got almost like 70 or 80 people show up that are in the space. Our goal was kind of just to meet people here in Taiwan that's enthusiastic about NFTs and kind of showcase the talent that we have and like showcase all the JPEGs we've been collecting all year.
The JPEGs, buzzword right now.
Yeah. So that was really cool. It was nice to kind of take our NFTs from like just seeing them on either our phones or laptops and just see them on the big screen, which I think is kind of the purpose, like kind of bringing them to life a little bit.
Yeah. Well said, bringing them to life. The shout out to Timeless, I believe was the place, right? Timeless. Is it coffee and like co-working space?
Yeah, it's such a great venue. They co-sponsored with us. So They wanted to kind of utilize their screens, which he built, by the way, which is really cool.
Oh, what? I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's a very like hacker tech guy as well. So I was like, this is the perfect combination of people. He built these screens that are perfect for showcasing NFTs.
Yeah, so cool. So essentially they kind of look like big flat screen TVs, but yeah, you can program them to do whatever you want. Is that the idea?
Yeah, with frames, so it looks really nice and looks like it looks like you're in a gallery.
Yeah, that well said. Yeah, I felt like I actually got to send you one of my JPEGs, one of my NFTs, and it was so cool to see it displayed. As like a piece of art with a frame. Yeah, that was so cool. And so, like you said, creating that safe space, displaying our NFTs and bringing them to life, and then also allowing different artists and creators and developers to kind of come together and mingle, right?
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest things I do is community build. And that's sort of, I guess, what I was trying to go for there, where we kind of build up this community here in Taiwan, where we know who our NFT friends are. We know like who to go to if we have questions or if we just want to talk about like collections that we're in.
And another thing you recently did with another friend of ours who's been on the show, shout out to Denise, is you guys put together this really cool workshop. And can you share about kind of what is like these beginner workshops, and are you planning to do more of these in the future?
Yeah, I hope to do a lot more of these, especially seeing like how many people were interested. It was kind of also like an impromptu workshop where we already had a lot of friends coming to us to ask questions. So we wanted to host a space where we can all sit and like correctly onboard people onto crypto. And when I say that, I just mean like safe practices, don't share your seed phrase, get a hard wallet, basic practices, which we can talk about sometime, or I don't know when.
Yeah. And it's so cool. And yeah, you guys, so you sat on the panel with Steven, I believe, and Denise, and another friend of yours.
Yeah.
What was it?
Shang.
Shang. Cool. And you guys, kind of acted as moderators to be like, hey, here's what we do in the space, and here's the best practices for people to start, and ask questions and like actually physically do the things, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's also like one of the best ways to learn is to just actually do. And you're right earlier when you said like with finance or money involved, it's a lot more intimidating. So it's nice to have someone there to like walk you through it, make sure you have your wallet set up properly, how to send money so it's not being sent to the wrong place, all of these things.
Yeah, and you also did that at Timeless, is that right?
Yeah, so also at Timeless.
Sweet. And do you think you're going to be working on more of those in the future that people could attend?
Yeah, that's actually something I'm working on right now. I want to create a DAO, which is also, I guess, a buzzword.
Decentralized Autonomous Organization, DAO.
Yeah, so that's something that I think we're going to see a lot of this year. It's in a lot of the, I guess, crypto reports or briefings that are coming out. DAO is a big keyword. It's basically like what we have now, communities and organizations, but on the blockchain. So things can be easily tracked. It's much more transparent. So I'm hoping to do more of that here in Taiwan through a DAO, where we kind of bring together communities, resources, help onboard more people.
And so actually kind of your day job, your normie job though, is actually...
It's actually crypto. My normie job.
Your normie job, yeah, that's what we call it. But you work with a company called Evernew, is that right? Yeah, so you're doing project management at Evernew, which is essentially like a hedge fund, is that right?
Yeah, so it's a VC that specializes in crypto. Most of our fund is in Solana projects at the moment, but we are multi-chain. So for Evernew, what I do is also workshopping and community building, but for developers. So we host monthly workshops that are free for developers to join and really just sit and learn for 2 hours and build something. And I think that's really cool where, for example, this upcoming workshop, we're partnering with Radium. Their code is open source. So we'll be able to build on top of their protocol and hopefully build something new and useful.
Yeah, so cool. Kind of like a fun word in the space is like a hackathon.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. You know me, I'm knowledgeable in the space. Yeah, and so kind of bringing all these developers together and allowing them to like be Lego builders and build on top of existing protocols. Yes. So cool. Are you guys trying to do these quite often now?
Well, we are doing these every single month. So if you're a developer interested in learning, come join us. One big thing coming up this year is a hackathon, which I think will be really exciting. We're trying to bring a lot of big players in the Solana ecosystem here to Taiwan or online to hack with the developers here.
That's so cool. And yeah, kind of fun word right there, hackathon. And that traditional word of hacking might sound malicious, right? Like you're trying to hurt someone and get into them, like their computer and give them a virus. But it's a fun word for developers where it's like, hey, since we are open source, we can build on top of this. It's kind of like if then, it's a plus on top. And yeah, and so that's so cool. You're creating these like dope communities. Shout out to the Solana chain, which is an incredible blockchain, and building on top. So every month you're planning on that, yeah? Yeah,
so every month we host workshops. We just finished our 4th one, so we'll have one every month.
Okay, so looking forward to the next one in March. Yeah, awesome.
访谈上半段一开始，这边来宾分享到说，他除了有在做对冲基金、做这个避险基金以外呢，也会透过办线上活动啦，或者是做实体工作坊的方式，好来引导新手们进入虚拟货币的领域，去协助他们熟悉各种相关的眉眉角角。为什么嘞？因为他希望可以在台湾建立一个 NFT 社群，给有兴趣的朋友们呢提供一个空间，好，一个值得信赖的虚拟货币团体，来让大家相互学习，探讨相关问题。如果正在收听节目的你刚好有兴趣的话呢，改天可以去这间位在台北大安，专门以 NFT 为主题的这个 Timeless 木痕艺术咖啡厅，看他们的最新活动，或者也可以不时去关注一下之前也有上我们节目的 Harrison 跟 Denise， 好，看他们有没有分享一些跟 Cindy 举办的学习分享活动。那讲到这边的时候 John 不是有会说 That's huge， 好，对不对？记得吗？这边他用的 huge 跟一般我们熟悉的巨大没有关系哦，而是在指 Cindy 他做的这些事情呢非常棒，非常的了不起，好，是一个口语到不行的说法。另外这句片语 to wear many hats 我们曾经有介绍过给大家，不晓得有没有印象，就是指在人生中呢扮演很多角色，做各种不同工作的意思。那另外刚才我们说的这个对冲基金，或是有人说避险基金，好，它的英文说法是 hedge funds。最后 on board 这个用法，它原本意思是登机上船或者是搭上某个交通工具这样，好，但是在今天的访谈里呢，它表达的是新成员加入某个团体哦。好，像刚才 Cindy 说他工作主要协助新手 on board， 就是说他协助新手进入虚拟货币的领域。那如果是用在公司人资部门的话，一般会把 on board 变成 onboarding， 好，就是说让新进员工熟悉融入公司的一个流程。那如果是用在业务销售的话，就变成是让新客户熟悉产品服务的一个流程。接着 Cindy 提到说，今年他计划筹备道在台湾的这个发展。什么东东？道可道非常道，名可名非常名。好，不是啊，此道非彼道，跟中文的道没有关系，而是跟之前我们介绍过的去中心化有关。道 DAO 它是 Decentralized Autonomous Corporation， 这3个英文字的缩写。好，它是一种由股东或是代币持有人控制，而且不受中心机构影响，处理程序透明的一个组织。好，主要特色呢就是会利用区块链来验证交易。另外来宾提到他本业就是在做区块链产业的这个专案管理，好，常常会需要做活动办工作坊，让开发者呢来参加学习相关资讯。甚至呢就会在那个活动的2个小时内呢，让参加者开发出一个软体，而且是每个月都有一场哦。有兴趣的听众朋友可以去打听一下他们的参加办法。这边他们提到的这个 hackathon 也是在虚拟货币社群里面常常会听到的一个新兴词，它是 hack 骇客跟 marathon 马拉松2个字的结合，中文我们翻成黑客松，或者是有人说骇客松啦、骇客马拉松等等。那基本上就是指几个人在一段时间内以马拉松的形式呢进行一项软体专案。OK， 那这段内容就先在这边告一段落，我们马上听下半段的分享。
And something I talked about with Denise was just like cool, dope women in tech. And so I was hoping, could you share maybe a little bit about your background with tech and now how that relates to blockchain and crypto?
Yeah, sure. So I started off in marketing doing paid ads. So I got a lot of that data analytics skills, organizing campaigns and running them, and ended up being more of like a project manager, and then some experience in operations in tech. So I think all of that helped build these skills for me to kind of learn in the space, put things together, and understand how products work. But yeah, I think one thing that was also really interesting that helps me is that I had a brief job working with antique carpets in New York. So
what?
So yeah, a lot of different like projects and things that I think have come together to like make me really or help me like really enjoy and love the NFT space. You know, a mixture of like art and tech and research, data, all of the above.
Wow, so cool. Yeah, and here you are now in Taiwan for a few years working in blockchain and crypto. Yeah. Specifically though, focusing on NFTs.
I think, yeah, personal passion, specifically focusing on NFTs.
Dope. So cool. And a question I'd love to ask here on NG Ingwen is maybe looking forward, you know, what do you want to try to accomplish, or what are you trying to plan for Cindy in 2022, 2023 and beyond?
That is a great question.
I know it's a tough one.
Yeah.
And people hate me for it.
No, it's cool. It's good to reflect. I think one of my biggest goals is I really want to onboard more people into crypto. I've been trying to do that the past year, but this year I think I want to take a lot more like actionable steps in doing so. And that includes all these workshops that we're working on hosting. I write on Twitter, so I do want to write more. So I guess these are like steps that I want to take to like build better community, onboard more people, you know, be like kind of helpful and knowledgeable in the space.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and I love what you're doing. Shout out to you, and
thank you.
And I wish you nothing but success with all that.
Thank you.
And hopefully see you at some more events.
Yes, for sure.
Very cool. Do you mind if we kind of change gears a little bit, as you have a really beautifully unique story of kind of culture? And you spent a lot of time in New York, and you were born, I believe, in Saudi Arabia, and you've been now in Taiwan for about 4 years. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. So maybe can you take us on a little bit of a journey with Taiwan? Like, how did Taiwan come into your life?
Well, I'm Taiwanese. My parents grew up here, and they moved to Saudi where I was born, but we would visit every year. And my dad's in the restaurant industry, and so like coming back, we would just eat a lot. And I think that's one of the it's one of the best things about Taiwan is the food. So that's, I mean, besides that, obviously, like my work experience in tech, meeting all these really, really cool people here. I love being in Taiwan.
Yeah, so cool. NG Ingwen here, we focus a little bit on kind of the language side. And we were talking off air that, you know, the language side of blockchain and NFTs and crypto is pretty heavily English focused, but you've been noticing a big trend of it's becoming more multilingual and really all inclusive. And so can you share maybe a little bit about what you're seeing right now in multiple languages within the communities of NFTs?
Yeah, that's super cool. Because I now when you join communities, a lot of the time you join Discord. And in almost all the Discord channels I join, we are starting to see channels for other languages. So it's not all in English now. And I think it's a very global audience for NFTs and blockchain. So Mandarin is a big player, I think, in these new NFT communities coming out. Not only just like having a language channel, but we're seeing a lot more like Asia influenced art come out. A lot of really, really talented creators from Taiwan and all of Asia in general.
Yeah, it's so cool, and I'm loving that as well. And it's also making me think a little bit about the events that you're creating, you know, these beautiful safe places that can kind of double as like a language exchange. And would you say now for these NFT events and these workshops you're creating, is it a safe place for, you know, English, like so foreigners can come and Taiwanese can come?
I would hope so. I think we're definitely hoping to bring on a lot more creators, especially from Taiwan, because we want to showcase that to the international, you know, NFT audience. I do want to host more events that can be more multilingual friendly. For the last event, I really wanted a lot of everyone in the NFT space to be able to join. I had a friend that hit me up and mentioned that they were, I guess, scared to show up because they thought it was going to be all in English. But I'm hoping like in our future workshops that won't be the case. I do want, someone will be there to be able to help you in, in Mandarin or I don't know, maybe other languages in the future.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so inclusive. And yeah, like, making sure everyone can have that help if they need. And that's really what I love right now the most about the whole crypto space is it's just a bunch of people all learning right now together.
Yeah.
We're all in infancy, just learning. And it's just, so many cool creative things I think are going to happen in the whole space.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So what was your first NFT?
My first NFT? Oh, that's actually pretty funny because my first NFT was a mooncake, which was sent to me.
Maybe like airdrop? Straight up airdrop?
Yeah, like a year or 2 years ago, like before NFTs blew up. And I was like, thanks for this picture.
That's so cool.
But yeah. After that, I got into a lot of pixel art. And I guess that's still a trend nowadays. But I still think there's a lot of different types of art out there that anyone could find like their NFT.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to all the pixel art. Yeah, like crypto punks might be a buzzword you guys have heard of doing pixel art. And then a really cool one to kind of support the Asian community is Monkey Kingdom. They're doing like pixelated monkeys that are all going towards like, a small percentage is going to like Asian influenced charities, I believe, if I'm remembering that correct. But yeah, based out of Hong Kong but all in Taiwan. And
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Some really cool people in Taiwan are a part of that. And so shout out to the Solana. Nice. Awesome, Cindy. Well, a question I love to end with is if you could go back and talk to a younger Cindy, would there be any advice you give yourself about tech, NFTs, creating, anything? Okay,
well, one advice about creating, I think just do it. There is no
Nike.
just do it. How I got started in the NFT space, like getting deeper, is like I just launched my own collection of
what?
Yeah, I launched like
Cindy, you're not here to shill your own collection?
No, it was all for learning. It was to learn about the space and like really, I don't know, just learn more about how to create, like learn about the smart contract, the backside of like how all of it works.
What? Did you sell out? Can people still buy?
Yeah, it's still out there. Is it on
Ethereum?
It is on Ethereum. It's on OpenSea. Oof. It's bubble tea related, of
what?
Course. We're in Taiwan.
What are you not shilling this?
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, start from the top. Put a little
picture. Yeah.
Bubble tea.
Yes.
Dude, so you created the art. You wrote the smart contract.
So we did do a lot of research into smart contract, but we found that lazy minting was cheaper. I personally now recommend like going the smart contract route. You just have a lot more control over your assets. But yeah, we created the art, me and a friend, Rachel, who was also here in Taiwan. And then we just launched in like May of 2021 or something, March maybe. So still early. And it was a great time to kind of just like get in and learn about the space and interact with everybody. So that's also another advice. Just talk to everybody, which is why you should show up to our workshops.
Wow. So cool. So humble, Cindy. I can't believe you have not mentioned your project at all anytime I've seen you. That's so cool. So people can find that on OpenSea. And what's the actual name of the project?
Bubble Tea Cafe.
Bubble Tea Cafe.
It was for fun. So yeah, not financial advice or anything like to buy or whatever. It was just really, the advice is to create and like do your own collections, just launch them, just learn about the space. So
cool. Yeah. Shout out to all of that. And shout out to you being such an ambassador for onboarding and safe practices. I think I can't stress this enough to people. This is all new to everyone, and everyone is learning the best practices right now. So just getting out, doing, trying, being safe. This is not financial advice. Very cool. Well, where can people find, obviously now your NFT project, where can they find your Twitter?
Okay.
And where can they maybe find some events in the future?
Well, I'll be posting a lot of these events on my own Twitter. They're kind of spread across a bunch of different communities at the moment. So if you kind of want like an aggregation of all these events, my Twitter is Average Contract.
Average Contract.
Yeah, it's a little play on like smart contract because I'm still learning.
That's so cute. Average Contract. Yeah. I love it.
Thank you.
Cool. So shout out Average Contract, and then you can find your art collection on OpenSea if anyone is interested to at least check out what you've made. Very cool. Awesome, Cindy. Well, thank you for joining us on NG 英文, and I'll see you hopefully at another NFT event in the future.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
下半段这里 Cindy 谈到她其实一开始是做行销的哦，后来呢慢慢转型走向产品专案管理这块之后，因为把一些在做行销的时候学到的相关技能，像是数据分析啦，活动的筹划执行等等，跟过往累积的科技背景和他曾经在纽约古董地毯公司工作的经验做结合，才让他懂得把科技和数据还有艺术跟资料研究结为一体，让他在区块链的世界呢更容易上手，也更能用不一样的角度去欣赏 NFT 这些艺术品的美。毕竟古董地毯也是特别的艺术啊。至于未来计划这一块， Cindy 说她希望可以把虚拟货币的社群做得更好，引导更多人认识 NFT， 进入这个所谓的数码艺术世界。所以如果听众朋友有任何问题的话，我想我们 Cindy 都会很乐意帮你回答。再来我们这位来自台湾家庭，但是在沙乌地阿拉伯出生长大，在纽约工作，现在回来台湾，拥有多元文化成长背景的来宾，名字漏漏等他分享到，现在这年头很多人都是透过 Discord 这个通讯平台来跟所属社群做交流。那平台呢，从本来的单一语言英文，到现在越来越多其他国家语言的交流也像雨后春笋一样不断出现，尤其中文占了很大一部分，而且也越来越多结合亚洲文化元素的这个数码艺术作品出现。所以大家不用害怕说好像NFT 这个数码艺术都是英文的世界啊，英文看不懂什么的。好，就像他们办的那些 workshop 工作坊一样，虽然曾经有人因为活动是以英文为主而没有参加，不过未来会继续努力打造一个中英双语甚至是多国语言都通的活动，让语言零障碍，想参加的人都可以参加。这边用的这个字 inclusive， 如果你去查字典的话呢，会发现它意思是包含或是包含所有费用，但是在这边呢，它表达的其实是比较像包容的意思。好，就是在执行或是计划一个活动的时候呢，很贴心的也考量到了各种不同社群他们的语言文化或者是性别认同等等的差异，进而针对这些差异去设计适合大家的活动。像矽谷这几年就很流行 inclusive design 包容性设计，什么意思呢？一个大家比较熟悉的例子就是 Airbnb。好，他们当初在做平台的时候，因为考虑到了视力比较不好的使用者，所以设计画面的时候呢，就特别确保画面如果被放大的话，也能够让使用者拥有一致的体验，而不会说放大就失真啊，或是整个乱掉什么的。而且呢，也特别用浅显易懂的英文字，让非英文母语者也能够轻松使用平台，而不造成混淆。好啦，扯远了，所以这样子有懂 inclusive 它的意思吗？最后来宾说，如果我没有想要创作的话呢，就去做吧， just do it。 好像他自己也是从一开始的懵懵懂懂，到慢慢跟圈内人做交流，能问就问，能多聊就聊，到后来自己去年也跟伙伴写了一份这个 smart contract 这个智能合约，推出了一系列的数码艺术。好，所以没有不可能，对不对？慢慢一步一步累积经验，到最后你也做得到。Alright， 希望大家都有从这一次的内容学到一些东西。有兴趣的话呢，待会可以去 OpenSea 看看来宾他做的真奶系列 NFT， 或者是 follow 他们活动，了解下次聚会日期，找个时间参加哦。
Alright, bye everyone.
Bye bye.
Peace. All right. Well, that is our NG 英文 show for today. We hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now Spotify. You can search NG 英文, or you can search on IG NG English ICRT. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday morning from 6:30 to 7 and Wednesday night from 9 to 9:30. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
好啦，今天的节目就到这边告一段落啦，感谢各位的收听，别忘了订阅我们的 Spotify 还有 YouTube 频道哦。那喜欢我们节目的话，也要记得到 Instagram 到 IG 上追踪我们哦。如果各位有什么其他问题是想要问来宾的，也请欢迎在底下留言告诉我们，我们一定会想办法帮你问到手。好啦，那就下周在空中相会咯，拜拜。